right now on Good Morning Quad Cities.
I just saw a fireball and then it was just gone. So I haven't seen anything since they hit the river, but it was a CRJ and a helicopter that hit.
A frantic search and rescue operation happening right now, 10 hours after a plane and helicopter collided in Washington, D.C. How crews are racing against time this morning with all hands on deck searching the Potomac River and what's been worrying authorities overnight as the search for survivors continues.
Plus, new details just hours away on a case that shook our community and made national headlines. How Rock Island police are announcing new details in the case of the 4-year-old girl found safe after an all-out search earlier this month, and how you can tune in for the big announcement this morning.
And we're tracking our next storm system, which will be mainly a rainmaker, and a beneficial rain it will likely be. That's part of a Storm Track 8 weather impact alert that we are tracking coming up.
And coming up at 6:50, an Iowa-based superstar giving back to her community. How Caitlin Clark is making big donations to Iowa charities, and why the amount she's giving has a very special meaning. Good Morning Quad City starts right now. This morning, we're following a number of big stories, including this breaking news. Take a look right now. Crews are about 10 hours into frantic rescue operations on the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. area, where we're taking a live look right now. This morning, we're waiting for officials to give an update on the dozens of people aboard the plane which crashed Wednesday night. D.C.'s mayor is expected to speak within the next half hour or so, and we'll tell you more in just a minute. Good morning, Quad Cities. It's Thursday, January 30th. I'm Devin Brooks.
I'm Ava Hedges.
And I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutzky. Good morning.
Good morning.
We also, our other big story is the weather impact alert that's in the forecast. Meteorologist Andrew Stutzky is tracking it for tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Our Friday morning is going to be quite messy. We actually are tracking a round of heavy rain, believe it or not, and it's coming in right for the morning commute. So we're getting you prepared for that today. No big impacts this morning. It's nice and quiet. No delays to talk about either, but it is chilly. Yeah, we have indeed dropped down to 19 degrees here in the Quad Cities, much colder than expected. At first I thought, okay, maybe that's a false temperature reading, but if you look at the map, look at Muscatine, who has also dropped to 19, Iowa City 21. So the stillness of the air, the fact that we have no wind right now, does allow for big time play in temperatures where, yes, you can go 25 miles to the east in Geneseo and jump nearly 12, 13 degrees warmer with this kind of a pattern that's set up this morning. We're all going to get warm this afternoon. Temperatures will head for the low 50s and more clouds and eventually a shower. And then the heavy rain right in time for your morning commute tomorrow. We'll be tracking its arrival and how much rain. Some of the numbers are impressive. We'll be tracking it coming up.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Returning now to the plane crash in Washington, D.C., we want to warn you the footage we'll be showing you in a second may be disturbing to some viewers. Right now, it's not clear what rescue crews have found overnight, but watch at the center of your screen here. While you were sleeping, federal and state agencies have been working around the clock with the Coast Guard after this crash. Now, this video is from EarthCam, and officials say 64 people were on this passenger jet Wednesday night when it crashed into a military helicopter carrying 3 people. It happened just before 8 o'clock Central Time when the plane was about to land at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, and the helicopter was on a training flight. Now this morning, it's a race against time to find survivors.
So it's a highly complex operation. The conditions out there are extremely rough for the responders. It's cold.
Right now, it's about 35 degrees in D.C. as we take another live look at the rescue efforts. Over the past few hours, temperatures have been dropping lower and lower. This morning, that's increasing concerns for any potential survivors who still haven't been found. According to NOAA, the Potomac River's waters were 36 degrees on Wednesday, and the National Weather Service says wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour were possible throughout the evening. Now, coming up in the next half hour or so, Washington, D.C.'s mayor is scheduled to give an update on what crews have found overnight. We'll be bringing you that live when it airs right here on Good Morning Quad Cities.
Well, if you believe your loved ones were on the plane, you can call American Airlines at the number on your screen. That's 1-800-679-8215. If you think someone you know was on board flight AA5342 from Wichita, Kansas, we're tracking also for the latest information, and we will keep you updated throughout the morning. Well, today in less than 3 hours, this is a live look where Rock Island police are expected to release new information in a high-profile case. This morning at the Rock Island Police Department, officials are giving an update in the case of the 4-year-old girl found safe after an all-out search earlier this month.
Some context for this morning's conference. The child's mom reported her missing on January 16th, saying her car was stolen with the girl inside. The girl was found near her home after an all-out search lasting most of the day. News 8 will be live streaming this morning's news conference at the Rock Island Police Department. It starts at 9 a.m. and you can watch it on the WQAD News 8 Plus app. That app is free to download on your smart TV via Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Apple TV. We'll also have coverage of this morning's news conference beginning with News 8 at 11.
Well, 6:06 right now, drivers in Davenport have new changes to look out for. That's because City Council has updated its automated traffic enforcement ordinance.
On Wednesday, Council voted to align the city code with the state law in effect since last year. And take a look. Fixed speed cameras are limited to 4 locations along Harrison Street and Kimberly Road. Those are marked on your screen in blue. Mobile speed cameras can be used in 21 locations across the city, marked on your screen there in red. Citations can only be given if drivers are going at least 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. Those fines start at $75. On your screen, you can see how much different speeds over the posted limit. Keep in mind, these are all twice as high at a minimum if you're speeding in a construction zone. The new law does not affect red light enforcement cameras. That fine will stay at $100 for a violation.
Well, the American Lung Association is criticizing lawmakers on both sides of the river in its latest State of Tobacco Control report.
This morning, News 8's Joe Habersham tells us what the agency says Iowa and Illinois can do better to protect people's lung health.
We are advocating for state legislators to increase funding for these programs.
The American Lung Association sent report cards home looking at 5 areas it believes states can prevent and reduce tobacco use. Iowa received a few failing marks for its funding towards tobacco prevention programs and relatively low tobacco taxes. Tax on a 20-pack of cigarettes is $1.36. The American Lung Association believes Iowa's top priority should be raising it.
There is a large body of evidence that shows that when prices increase for products like cigarettes and other tobacco products, that consumption is reduced.
According to the American Lung Association, more than 500,000 people die a year from diseases caused by smoking tobacco and breathing in secondhand smoke. It's been the leading cause of preventable deaths and diseases in the U.S. for decades. Illinois did better in most areas thanks to its laws keeping most work and public spaces smoke-free. The health agency argues that Illinois can actually add to its tax prevention programs by rerouting its dual settlement funds.
That's taking away funding and resources to these proven effective programs that educate, inform, and help people overcome their addiction.
In Moline, Joe Habersham, WQAD News 8.
The American Lung Association has released similar grades for the other 48 states, and you can find a link to those on our website right now at WQAD.com.
Well, turning to another traffic law, we have an update for you on a bill we've been following in Des Moines. This week, Iowa House lawmakers are advancing the hands-free driving bill. Right now, Iowa bans texting behind the wheel, but allows drivers to hold their phones for calling or navigation. If passed, this bill would change that and make it illegal to hold your phone at all while driving. The state Senate subcommittee had advanced a companion bill last week.
Well, President Donald Trump has signed an executive order which would prioritize and free up federal funding to expand school choice programs. Under the order, the Department of Education will prioritize programs where families can choose alternatives to public schools. It will do this through its discretionary funds and send out guidance to states about federal allocations to schools and districts. President Trump also wants the department to give states new guidance on how they can use federal money to support voucher programs.
It's 6:09, still ahead, and Iowa-based superstar giving back to her community.
How Caitlin Clark is making big donations to Iowa charities and why the amount she's giving has a very special meaning.
Still ahead, leading the MAC. What has Davenport North done on the court to put them on top of the conference standings? That's going to come up next in News 8 Sports.
And we've got our next storm system quickly churning to the southwest of us. It's actually going to bring a round of some decent rain. Yeah, we'll track its arrival. It is part of a Storm Track 8 weather impact alert next.
You're watching Good Morning Quad Cities on WQAD News 8.
Welcome back to Good Morning Quad Cities here on a Thursday morning. The time right now is 6:14. And yeah, we have a weather impact alert to talk about for tomorrow morning as some rain moves in. Could be heavy at times. More on that in just a second. No impacts to the commute this morning. Like what I've been seeing, bridges and likewise everywhere else in between has been nice and quiet. Nothing slowing down. Everything is moving. It's exactly what we want to see. Get ready for a big temperature swing today as we go from some teens right now to 50s later this afternoon. And even I had to do a double take about this temperature. Is it really 19 degrees outside? I think so. And it's quite interesting the spread we've got going on this morning because it's 19 here, it's 19 in Muscatine, but you go 25 minutes east to Geneseo and they're at freezing. Why are we seeing this big temperature spread? Well, where skies have cleared out and where winds are calm, like right here in the metro, all of our heat has escaped and we're dropping quickly. We were not supposed to get this cold this morning. However, where there's a little bit of a breeze left and a little bit of cloud cover, that's where temperatures are warmer, and that's why we're seeing this big spread in temperatures. Now, we're all going to get warm this afternoon, no doubt about that. We're going to head for the 50s. We'll start with sunny skies to begin with, and then we get to the afternoon and the clouds will thicken up, they'll lower, and we'll eventually talk about some scattered showers by this evening, eventually becoming a steady rain overnight into tomorrow morning. This is going to be an all-rain event by all indications right now. Just don't see enough cold air getting close to the ground to switch this over. But check out the band of rain setting up right here for the morning commute tomorrow. That's why we have the weather impact alert. Because you might be thinking, well, it's just rain. Haven't we done this before? I mean, we've been through rain millions of times, it seems like. Well, you got to remember the key word impact, and that is the heavy rain and the ponding of the water on the roadways and reduced visibility that you're going to be dealing with for your morning commute tomorrow. So that's from 3 in the morning till 9 for that heavy rain. Gonna have to drive with a little bit of caution. Some extra time wouldn't be a bad idea. The moisture feed with this system is downright impressive. It's too bad we couldn't use it in the terms of snow because it would bring us several inches, but we're on the warm side of it. And what I'm showing here, the brown is the dry air, the green is where you've got all that moisture, and you can see how all of it is quickly moving to the north. Quite an impressive feed of moisture all the way from Texas to Fort Smith, Arkansas to Missouri. So let's go to the high resolution future track, taking you hour by hour with some showers this evening. First band of rain right around 9-10 o'clock. That'll lift to the north, and then the radar really fills in after midnight. And here's where your band of steady rain is going to set up right here through the Quad Cities. Notice this is a further northward shift than what we saw yesterday. So the storm track is going a little bit further to the north, which is good. That means even our northernmost hometowns will at least get a little moisture from this. But there's your morning commute. And there's why we have the impact alert, because there will be some heavy downpours, there will be reduced visibility and some ponding of the water on the road. We're going to shut all that rain down by the time we get to noon, open up to some clear skies, some sunshine as we end your day on Friday. Look at the change in the rainfall projection, how we've kind of worked that about 50 miles further to the north than yesterday. So that includes the Quad Cities with the potential of an inch worth of rain. I think that's on the high end. When you're seeing these 1.5 to 2 inch numbers here with these darker colors, only about a 10 to 30% probability that's going to happen. So a little bit more overestimating here, but by and large, nice soaker, and the ground is thawed at least about an inch or so down. So some of it will soak in, some of it will run off. We'll take you through the next 2 weeks right after this.
Ready to go for big savings? You've got the green light at Lou Fusz Kia Moline, formerly Courtesy Kia. Hurry in to save on the all-new K4, $219 a month. Sportages, $259 a month. Tellurides, $389 a month. Plus, when your car needs service, try our no-charge pickup and delivery from your home or office. Save big when the green light is on at Lou Fusz Kia Moline, home of the 200,000-mile warranty. Lou Fusz, we are family.
Weather impact alert for tomorrow morning's commute. Keep that in mind as you head out the door. Beautiful weekend. I think even 45 on Saturday isn't bad, but hey, 57 is even better on Sunday for Groundhog Day. We get into next week. Our next storm system not looking too crazy right now for Wednesday with a mix of rain and snow, but the temperature pattern is still very much supportive of any snow as we get into week number 2. We're consistently in the 30s, so all we're waiting for is a good piece of energy to come in. and then we should be set for snow. But right now, nothing in the works, just cold.
In this morning's GMA First Look, ABC News going inside an ICE operation in Maryland as agents arrest 2 men, both convicted of crimes from robbery to dealing fentanyl.
I need you to go get my car. I just got pulled over.
These men were not deported when they were released from prison, but put back on the streets. Their arrests were among the more than 1,000 executed in the last 24 hours, meant the White House's promise for mass deportation. New administration in place, how's the tempo different now, if it is?
Oh yeah, we're full pedal down on the gas. We are going 100 miles an hour. We're trying to get everybody we can, but we're still prioritizing those worst go first cases. But right now, the pressure is on.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the very latest on ICE raids from coast to coast. With your GMA First Look, I'm Pierre Thomas, ABC News, Washington.
Welcome back. This morning, we're following a number of big stories, including breaking news out of Washington, D.C.
Yeah, take a look. Right now, crews are about 10 hours into frantic rescue operations on the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. area. We're taking a live look right now. This morning, we're waiting for officials to give an update on the dozens of people aboard the plane which crashed Wednesday night. D.C.'s mayor is expected to give an update within the next 20 minutes or so, and we'll be bringing you live coverage of her announcement. And we want to warn you, the footage that we're about to show you in a second may be disturbing to some viewers.
Right now, it's not clear what rescue crews have found overnight, but watch the center of your screen here. While you were sleeping, federal and state agencies have been working around the clock with the Coast Guard after this crash. This video is from EarthCam, and officials say 64 people were on this passenger jet Wednesday night when it crashed into a military helicopter carrying 3 people. It happened just before 8 o'clock Central Time when the plane was about to land at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, and the helicopter was on a training flight. Now this morning, it's a race against time to find survivors.
So it's a highly complex operation. The conditions out there are extremely rough for the responders. It's cold.
Right now, it's about 35 degrees in D.C. as we take another live look at the rescue efforts. Over the past few hours, temperatures have been dropping lower and lower. This morning, that's increasing concerns for any potential survivors who still haven't been found. Overnight, ABC News is reporting figure skaters and coaches returning from the U.S. Figure Skating Championship in Wichita were among those on the plane. Coming up in the next half hour or so, Washington, D.C.'s mayor is scheduled to give an update on what crews have found overnight, and we will be bringing you that live when it airs right here on Good Morning Quad Cities. And right now, researchers in Iowa City are launching a brand new breast cancer study. Doctors at the University of Iowa are trying to figure out how to better help patients between diagnosis and treatment. It's part of a growing trend in health centers to focus on more comprehensive mental health care. Smaller trials of this study have determined several points of pain, which the study now wants to focus on.
As a provider, for me, it might not even occur to me that somebody might not understand what this particular test is about, but just information on what to expect, what a test is like, what a test is for, what a procedure is going to be like, things like that.
Other issues include coordination and more support from mental health therapists and nutritionists. 6:26, and let's get an update on traffic and weather conditions now with Andrew.
Good morning, guys. All quiet on the traffic side of things this morning. Fairly chilly start, too, depending on where you live. Temperatures in the teens to 30s, so quite a spread there. Everything quiet on your bridges, and nothing too exciting going on there. And as we go out to Interstate 80, see if we can find any trouble spots. None. Everything is moving along. But yeah, chilly start. A good jacket, not a bad idea this morning. Most of those jackets you can ditch this afternoon because we're going to be heading for the 50s. However, beware, we've got some heavy rain on the way for your Friday morning commute. And it's part of a Storm Track 8 weather impact alert. We'll be tracking its arrival and how much rain will fall. That's as GMQC continues.
6:30 this morning, we're following a number of big stories, including this breaking news. Take a look right now. Crews are about 10 hours into frantic rescue operations on the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. area, where we're taking a live look right now. This morning, we're waiting for officials to give an update on the dozens of people aboard the plane which crashed Wednesday night. D.C.'s mayor is expected to speak at any minute now, and we'll have more on our coverage in just a moment. moment. Our other big story is a weather impact alert in the forecast. Meteorologist Andrew Stutzky is tracking for tomorrow. Andrew?
Yeah, that's right. We're expecting some heavy downpours for your Friday morning commute. Not a downpour of snow, but a downpour of rain. Yeah, for the last day in January, believe it or not. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Outside this morning, not too bad temperature-wise, a little chill in the air. Traffic is quiet. We're sitting at 19 degrees right now here in the metro, but quite a spread in temperatures because winds are calm. But anywhere you do get a little bit of a breeze, things can warm up in a hurry, and you see that's the case. Geneseo, Kewaunee, Galesburg, all in the 30s at this hour. We all move to the 50s this afternoon. That's going to be a nice warm day. However, more clouds will arrive during that warmth as well. So we're going to see a stray shower possible by the pickup time. Better chance for widespread rain later tonight and especially into tomorrow morning. And some of the rainfall totals be quite impressive for the end of January. We'll track that rain's arrival and where the heaviest rain will fall coming up.
All right, Andrew, thank you. Back to our coverage of the plane crash in Washington, D.C. We're taking a look, and right now crews are about 10 hours into the frantic rescue operations on the Potomac River in Washington, D.C.
We're taking a live look right now, and this morning we're waiting for officials to give an update on the dozens of people aboard the plane which crashed Wednesday night. Now, D.C.'s mayor is expected to give an update within the next 10 minutes or so, and we'll be bringing you live coverage of her announcement. We want to warn you, the footage we're going to be showing you here in a second may be disturbing to some viewers. Right now, it's not clear what rescue crews have found overnight, but watch the center of your screen here. While you were sleeping, federal and state agencies have been working around the clock with the Coast Guard after this crash. This video is from EarthCam, and officials say 64 people were on this passenger jet Wednesday night when it crashed into a military helicopter carrying 3 people. It happened just before 8 o'clock Central Time when the plane was about to land at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, and the helicopter was on a training flight. Now this morning, it's a race against time to find survivors.
So it's a highly complex operation. The conditions out there are extremely rough for the responders. It's cold.
Well, right now it's about 35 degrees in D.C. as we take another live look at the rescue efforts over the past few hours. Temperatures have been dropping lower and lower.
This morning, that's increasing concerns for any potential survivors who still haven't been found. Overnight, ABC News is reporting figure skaters and coaches returning from the U.S. Figure Skating Championships in Wichita were among those on the plane. Now, coming up in the next half hour or so, Washington, D.C.'s mayor is scheduled to give an update on what crews have found overnight, and we'll be bringing you that live when it airs right here on Good Morning Quad Cities. And we're continuing to check for updates on the crash. You can follow our coverage on air and online at WQAD.com for the latest information. We have additional details about the crash on there right now. Right now, Washington, D.C.'s mayor is speaking about the rescue operation, and we'll keep you updated on that when we learn more. This morning, you'll be able to watch a replay of her full address on the WQAD News 8 Plus streaming app. That's free to download on your smart TV via Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV.
All right, well, turning to another story out of D.C.
President Donald Trump's nominee for health secretary faces a second day of tough questioning. ABC's Andrew Dimbert explains why today Robert F. Kennedy Jr. could be fighting an uphill battle to get confirmed as the country's top health official.
This morning, the head of the American Public Health Association is expressing deep concerns after the first day of hearings for Robert Kennedy Jr., accusing Kennedy of cherry-picking the facts. But Republicans are rallying around Trump's nominee, calling his performance yesterday a masterclass.
News reports have claimed that I'm anti-vaccine or anti-industry. I am neither.
Kennedy, who had been a vocal vaccine skeptic, said he merely supports more stringent safety procedures.
I support the measles vaccine. I support the polio vaccine. I will do nothing as HHS secretary that makes it difficult or discourages people from taking either of those.
Kennedy was asked to explain his past comments on the COVID vaccine.
There's no vaccine that is, safe and effective.
Insisting those words were taken out of context.
And I was going to continue for every person. Every medicine has people who are sensitive to them, including vaccines.
Right. So
he interrupted me at that point. I've corrected it many times.
At one point, Kennedy struggled to answer questions about Medicare and Medicaid.
What reforms are you proposing with these ideas vis-a-vis Medicaid?
Well, I don't have a broad proposal for dismantling the program.
Kennedy has promised to scrutinize chemical additives in food, but he says he does not want to take away processed food.
If you like a cheeseburger, a McDonald's cheeseburger, or Diet Coke, which my boss loves, and you should be able to get them. If you want to eat Hostess Twinkies, you should be able to do that, but you should know what the impacts are on your family and on your health.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
All right, well, breaking news just right now. We want to listen in as officials are giving an update on the plane and helicopter crash that happened overnight. Let's listen in.
I have several updates today. I'm first going to turn to the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, and then you will hear directly from Chief John Donnelly with the situation update.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, Sean Duffy here, Secretary of Transportation. We wish we were gathering for different purposes today. Just want to let you know that the Department of Transportation, the FAA, along with the White House, President Trump, local, state, and federal partners all working together on this incident in unison. I couldn't be prouder of this team that's been assembled, working tirelessly. Mayor, I want to thank you specifically for your work. A few details I'd like to give all of you. And some of you reported this, but last night, if you live in the D.C. area, you would know that this was a clear night last night. The helicopter was in standard pattern. If you live in the D.C. area, you'll see helicopters up and down the river. This flight pattern is seen oftentimes when you live in D.C. This was a standard flight pattern last night as well. The American Airlines flight coming into land was in a standard flight pattern as it was coming into DCA. So this was not unusual with a military aircraft flying the river and aircraft landing at DCA. And again, if you live in the area, you'll see that frequently with those two aircraft working together. As many of you reported, we have located the two aircrafts. The fuselage of the American Airlines plane was inverted. It's been located in 3 different sections. It's in about waist-deep water, so that recovery is going to go on today. As that recovery takes place of the fuselage of the aircraft, NTSB is going to start to analyze that aircraft, partner with the FAA with all the information we have to get the best results possible for the American people. I would just say that safety is our expectation. Everyone who flies in American skies expects that we fly safely, that when you depart an airport, you get to your destination. That did happen last night. And I know that President Trump, his administration, the FAA, the DOT, we will not rest until we have answers for the families and for the flying public. You should be assured that when you fly, you're safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary. Thank you, Mayor. I'm joined today with Fire Chief Bonnet from the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority, and I'm John Donnelly, Chief of the Columbia Fire and EMS Department. Last night at 8:48, the control tower sounded an alert, which alerts responders to respond to a report of an aircraft crash on or near the airport. That sets off an immediate response from the Airport Authority Fire Department, from the District of Columbia and Metropolitan Harbor Patrol fire boats and other fire boats on the river in order to support that type of operation. Very quickly, this call escalated. It became, the responders realized that they had a plane crash and immediately escalated to a response that ultimately included about 300 people last night. These responders found extremely frigid conditions. They found heavy wind. They found ice on the water, and they're operated all night in those conditions. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the agencies that responded in addition to DC Fire and EMS and Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority, Montgomery County Fire Department, the Prince George's County Fire Department, the Charles County Fire Department, the Baltimore County Police Department, the Anne Arundel County Fire Department, the Alexandria Fire Department, the Arlington County Fire Department, the Fairfax Fire Department, the Prince William Fire Department, the Baltimore City Police Department, the Maryland State Police, the Maryland Natural Resources Police, the Department of Defense, the Joint Base in Bowling Fire Department, and the staff there, the U.S. Army, the U.S. Coast Guard, the United States Park Police, the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI, and the NTSB. Despite all those efforts, we are now at a point where we are switching from a rescue operation to a recovery operation. At this point, we don't believe there are any survivors from this accident. And we have recovered 27 people from the plane and 1 from the helicopter. The District Office of the Medical Examiner has leaned on uniting these bodies and these people with their loved ones, and we will continue to work to find all the bodies and collect them and reunite them with their loved ones. We should also acknowledge that the Virginia Medical Examiner and the Army Medical Examiner are involved in this operation and a very important part of getting people identified.
All right, you have been listening to officials giving an update on the plane and helicopter crash overnight. One of the big points we just heard there, this has now been turned into a recovery operation from a rescue operation. And we also know that officials were saying that the weather was clear, so that was not a major part that was also being played. They said that the flight path was very standard. This was very not unusual for these aircrafts, and they both have been located. But we do know right now it has been turned to a recovery operation. This is a story we're going to continue to follow this newscast on air and online, WQAD.com.
All right, thank you, Devin. And we'll be right back, but first, Shelby Kluver gives us a look at what's coming ahead in today's brewing. Good morning, Shelby.
Hey, good morning, guys. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so today we're talking My Bloody Valentine. Tiffany, what's happening?
We're going to have a vendor market Wednesday, February 5th from 5 to 8 featuring local artisans and makers.
That's right. You can see everything we have on this table plus a whole lot more at Radical Effect Brew Works coming up on February 5th. So we'll tell you all about it on All New What's Brewing at 11.
And coming up in your forecast, we've got a weather impact alert in place for your Friday morning commute where we're tracking heavy rain. Yeah, for the last day of January. How much rain we could see and how long it sticks around. We'll track it coming up next.
You're watching Good Morning Quad Cities on WQAD News 8.
Well, welcome back on this Thursday morning. Time right now is 6:47. We have a weather impact alert to talk about for your Friday morning commute. More on that in a second. Live look at traffic this morning. Don't have anything slowing you down right now. And what a spread in temperatures as we have 19 here in the Quad Cities. I thought that was a mistake at first, but look at Muscatine. You're also at 19. So what's likely happening is clear skies, calm winds, allowing that heat from the ground to transfer right out of here into space. Meanwhile, you have a little bit of a breeze here like in Geneseo and Kewaunee and a little cloud cover, and you've got temperatures that are warmer. So hence the spread in readings we're seeing there. We are going to see sunshine to start. Clouds are working as we go into this afternoon. Windy and warmer will be up into the low 50s. You get to tonight, rain moving in from south to north, and a good band of rain setting up right here. And that's what I want to talk about for tomorrow. That's why we have a weather impact alert, because you may be saying, well, Andrew, it's just rain. What's the big deal? Well, remember what the term impact means. It means any kind of inconvenience or impact to your day. And that's going to be for the morning commute from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. tomorrow. That impact is going to be heavy rain, reducing visibility, some good ponding on the roadway, something we haven't had to deal with for a while. So going to need an extra minute or two. And I'll show you that here with the high resolution future track. We get that first round of rain through here late this evening, and then overnight the radar will fill in. And the steady band of rain during morning commute time, which is right here at 6, right through the heart of the Quad Cities. That's where you're going to see that good ponding of water on the roadway. That will sink to the south as we go into the afternoon. Actually see some sunshine as we head into the second half of your Friday. Look at the northward movement on that rainfall, though. We're now seeing the heaviest amounts right over top of us. Can actually be a couple of our hometowns that get near an inch worth of rain. Most of it will run off because the ground is frozen, but there's a few spots where the ground has slightly thawed that may absorb some of this in, but definitely going to be some standing water at times across the region tomorrow. We'll take you out through the next 2 weeks right after this.
Dame Fine Coffee. Drive up, discover your drink, and delight all day. Our lattes, energy drinks, and teas are better than boring beverages. Get the specialty drink you deserve, made from premium organic ingredients designed to give you the energy you need to have a Dame Fine day. With shops located in Galesburg, Monmouth, Canton, and 2 locations in Burlington. Dame Fine Coffee. It's not just good, it's Dame Fine. For menu and more information, go to damefinecoffee.com.
Use a little more extra caution on that commute tomorrow morning. Of course, we'll be tracking that rain with live Doppler radar all throughout GMQC. Your weekend, well, the weekend's best continuing to trend on Sunday, well into the 50s for Groundhog Day. Temperatures will fall as we head into next week, and our next storm system coming in on Wednesday with a mix of rain and snow, followed by just your typical early February chill and fairly quiet heading into week number 2. We've got 3 things you need to know on this Thursday morning right after the break.
Before you start your day, I want to bring you 3 things to know. Number 1, we are taking a live look as we're continuing to follow our breaking news out of the Washington, D.C. area, where in just the past few minutes, officials are reporting first responders have recovered the bodies of 27 passengers from the plane that crashed into a helicopter overnight. Officials say they were still searching for other casualties, but did not believe there were any other survivors, which would make it the deadliest U.S. air crash in nearly 24 years. This is a story we'll be following all day on air and online at WQAD.com.
Officials said they were still searching for other casualties, but did not believe there were any other survivors. As we said, this would make it the deadliest U.S. air crash in nearly 24 years. And with the 3rd thing, here you go. Here's Andrew.
Yeah, we have a weather impact alert in play for your Friday morning commute. We are expecting some heavy downpours of rain for once. It's been a long time since we've had to track that. So let's take it slow as we wake up tomorrow morning. Of course, we'll be tracking that all morning long on live radar throughout GMQC. By the afternoon, a little sunshine coming out, and the weekend still not looking bad either. Saturday in good shape. Sunday is the weekend's best by far, as we see temperatures push well into the mid to upper 50s. We'll start heading down again in temperatures as we get into next week, and even a chance for some rain or snow heading into Wednesday. But the weekend ahead, not looking too bad. Again, let's take it a little bit slower as we're heading to work tomorrow, especially with those heavier downpours, reduced visibility. Could be some good-sized puddles on the roadways that we're going to have to dodge as we wake up tomorrow.
All right, and also be sure to tune in at 9 o'clock on our WQAD 8+ streaming app. We're going to have the press conference from the Rock Island Police Department on the investigation update into the missing 4-year-old girl who was later found safe just a couple of weeks ago. We're going to have that for you throughout the day. Thank you so much for watching GMQC, and we'll see you back at 11.